How many of you have dreamed about bringing home an Olympic gold medal back to your home country? There are many that have these dreams and thoughts, but very few ever live it. Rulon Gardner is one of the very special few who did live it. Today we are going to learn about one of the few Olympic gold medalists in the sport of Greco wrestling. First, we are going to wrestle down his home life and his family and what it was like for him in high school, at the high school level of wrestling. Then shoot into what it was like for him to wrestle at the college level and get his education. And finally, we will pin our way into what it was like for Rulon Gardner in the Olympics and where he is today. First, we are going to wrestle down some interesting facts about Rulon Gardner in his high school days. Learn about his home life. Rulon was the last child born of 8 to his parents Reed and Virginia Gardner. He was very strong at a very young age. He lived on a dairy farm and had to work for his dad all the time. Rulon went to Star Valley High School in Wyoming, where he did track, football, and of course, wrestling. He was the 1989 Wyoming heavyweight state champion in wrestling, as well as a member of the all-state football team. He also participated in track at Wyoming, where he earned the runner-up honors in shot put. Even though he is known for his wrestling abilities, it is obvious that he is an all-around athlete. Now we will shoot right into what it was like for him wrestling at the college level and learn about his education. Rulon out of high school went to a community college, or what we call JUCOs, or a junior college in sports. He went to Ricks College and in his second season at Ricks won the National JUCO Championship, which is how Rulon was noticed by the Nebraska Cornhuskers and was given a scholarship to finish his career for the Huskers. So Rulon is headed from a community college to a big-time Division I wrestling school. While in his senior season at heavyweight for the Cornhuskers, Rulon took 4th place at the national tournament for the Cornhuskers and became an All-American. Wrestling was a great thing for Rulon. According to MadeInWyoming.net, Rulon said that his most defining moment in his life was when he received his teaching degree from UNL. Now we will pin our way into Rulon Gardner's success at as an Olympic wrestler. Rulon was a big-time surprise once he had started training for the Olympics and made the U.S. Olympic team in 2000. He made sure to make the most of it. This is why Rulon Gardner is such a special wrestler. Rulon Gardner made it into the finals for 1st and 2nd place in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. The thing was, he was going up against the most dominant wrestler of all time, which was Alexander Karelin of Russia. Karelin hadn't lost a match in 15 years and hadn't given up a single point in 10 of those last 15. He was known as Alexander the Great and was the only person in the way for Rulon to achieve his dream. According to ESPN Top Moments, Alexander Karelin supposedly once carried a refrigerator all by himself up up 7 flights of stairs. One time Alexander said, and I quote, "I do not want to stop fighting for something as dainty as a broken rib." I would say this is a pretty big roadblock for Rulon. Even with all this talk about Alexander, Rulon went out there and did what he had to do, and that was win. Rulon, who had never placed higher than 5th in a world tournament, won the 2000 Olympic gold medal by upsetting Alexander the Great. This was the biggest upset of all time, and Rulon did it for the United States. According to his book, Never Stop Pushing, his wife said that she feared her husband's safety in a match against Alexander because she said that she had heard that he had paralyzed people. The Olympic gold might not even be the biggest achievement, some might say, though. You might think of how beating the best wrestler of all time hadn't been the biggest achievement for him. But Rulon Gardner's journey for the 2004 Olympics got off to a slow start. In 2002, as he was snowmobiling, his snowmobile broke through the ice, and he had to swim to survive. And he swam for an hour, and he went up against hypothermia. He had lost his big toe due to frostbite, and had to work to regain his balance because of the accident. So he said he was going to give it one last shot for the Olympics in Greece. He had his goal of getting the gold, but that dream was destroyed when he was upset in the semifinal of the Olympic Games. But Rulon Gardner battled back and took home the 3rd place medal for the United States. He then went out in style by retiring his shoes in the middle of the mat and went down as one of the greatest U.S. Olympic wrestlers. He is now a motivational speaker and has opened up a new gym called Gold Gym. and it is also an elite training center for workouts. He lives in Logan, Utah, and is still married to his wife, Cami Gardner. He is most recently popular for appearing on TV show The Biggest Loser because he was severely overweight. Now he has lost over 100 pounds according to USA Today, and his goal is to get back into wrestling shape, and he keeps striving to do that. Today we have wrestled into what it was like for Rulon in the high school level of wrestling, learned about his home life and family, and shot right into what it was like for him as an Olympic wrestler and what he does today. So if you are watching TV or reading a newspaper and you come across the name of Rulon Gardner, you know he was one of the greatest American wrestlers in American history. He had the courage to dream about bringing home a gold medal, but unlike many others, he was one of the few to actually accomplish his dream, to stand up in the spotlight and listen to the chant, "Go USA."